Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Wherever you are, whenever you're listening, I do hope it's a good one. Welcome to Morning Brew. Yes, today is Friday, November 19th. Wow, I can't believe not only is it Friday, it is a week away from Thanksgiving here in the United States. Makes me wonder what I ought to do for Thanksgiving. Maybe I ought to, I don't know, consider having a special show for Thanksgiving. But let me go ahead. I'm getting the link out to the normal places right now. It's one of the reasons I like having the intro. I know that there are a lot of places out there. I've seen some websites that recommend making changes, either killing intros or just, limiting them a lot. I'm trying to work on it, so maybe a little shorter at least. Because, mine's longer than Bird's, so that's just, a little too long. I like it, but just a little too long. And good morning, PCAT, who was very early in the chat, and Kapla Richie Pool. Good morning, BK Dan, who says, morning all, coffee time. Yes, it is. I wouldn't be alive without my coffee. Good morning, 47 Yorktown. Good morning, Dave G Sound. Kapla, Birdo Prey 5. Listening mode this morning. Cool. And good morning, Darth Astor. And people saying hello to each other, which is absolutely great. Let's see here. BK Dan says a special show would be nice. Okay, that means I'm going to have to think of something to do for Thanksgiving. Darth Esther says that might be cool. Dave G. Sound says, I like the intro. When I brew the first cup. Oh, yes. Yeah, coffee is the only safe religion to have and promote. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I am all about promoting the religion of coffeeosity. Uh, you know, actually, wars have been fought over coffee and coffee rights. And since all religions have war involved, yep, the religion of coffeeosity is a simple but, well, hmm, complex religion. I'll put it that way. Not only that, it is very diverse. So it should be um, well accepted in all communities because we could have regular coffee, we could have decaf, which is just plain nasty, um, espresso. There are different mixes. There are different ways to grind it. So yeah, coffee is absolutely wonderful. Also, uh, there are some different types that are roasted differently. Uh, Different sources. I can't remember the animal that will eat the coffee and then poop out the beans, and somehow it's better. Um, but whatever. Um, but yes, so the religion of see, coffeeism. No, no. I like coffeeosity. So yes, uh, coffeeism sounds more like the ists and phobes type of thing. Um, uh, let's see here. Darth Astor says, listening to really, Darth Astor, really. So much lately, he jokingly calls her my girlfriend. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised. Uh, no, no, no soy. No, no. This is soy-free coffee. No, we in Coffeeosity we believe in coffee, not soy. I mean, people can have their soy if they want, but hey, we could have those be the beta churches. And yes, decaf would be its own sect, but it would still be within under the umbrella of Coffeeosity. Darth Astor says she looks like Megan Fox, only with more talent. Uh, you mean with talent? Cool. And good morning, Sherry. How are you this morning? And as this is Friday, and Friday is absolute open lines, I'm going to go ahead and put the link out in the stream earlier today than I do most days. Bird, of course, could come in at any time if he weren't in listening mode, because he has access. But Yeah, just as Catholic is a sect of Catholicism. I wasn't aware there was anything under Catholicism that wasn't Catholic. Um, okay. Dave, you're going to have to fill me in on that. So what's going on, everyone? Hopefully some of you have some good weekend plans for this weekend. And hopefully most of you will have, at least the ones in the States, will have a longer weekend for next weekend because it's going to be Thanksgiving next week. Actually, I'm going to have to talk to a couple people later on, but there are a couple of things I'm hoping to get worked out, and then I can mention that on Thanksgiving. All right. Oh my gosh. I've got that song running through my head now, Darth Haster. I don't even have to click on the link. Let me do it though. Let me click on it. It's loading. It's loading. And it's muted. Excuse me. I like this song. This is back when they actually played music. I mean, you know, you actually had real guitars, real drums. Wow. You oh no, I did not say it wasn't the song of the day. I did not. No. I absolutely like that song a lot. It's yes. And any of you who like the song, yeah, go ahead. It's the song of the day. Why not? I would say it's a perfect choice. And so, anyhow, I have gone ahead and put the link out in the chat. Did I remember to pin that comment or not? That's one thing I have. Nope, I didn't. I'm getting as bad as Bird. No, what the hell happened? Oh, I know what happened. I didn't open a new tab. I just clicked on the link and I went from the morning brew in my open tab to the song. Okay, there it is. It is pinned. Good. Oh, yeah, she rocks the vocals. You're right. Yeah, but I couldn't see it from the StreamYard tab because that's where I'm looking at. And so I had to go back and look at the YouTube tab in order to see that I actually pinned it up there. Let's see here now. Let me open that in a new tab. Now, I do have a few tabs open this morning. I do. There are a couple of things I need to keep open. Unlike Bird, however, I don't have 50 tabs open. You know, I do believe in keeping a different ones open, but yeah, I think Bird's religion is web browsers, or browser tabs, I should say, because yeah, that's just, he has them open religiously. So you're awesome, Bird, but yeah. Let's see here. You're looking back. Oh, and good morning. Good morning, BK Dan.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Had a bit of a long night. Got home about 11, and then I decided to flip on the news on YouTube, and that was a mistake. It went down a rabbit hole till about 2:30.
Oh, yes. And good morning, brightest day. How are you this morning? Do you ever sleep? I mean, ever? Really?
Brightest day or me?
Either one of you, actually. But yeah, I was meaning brightest day. But yeah.
Some days is debatable. Oh, today's one of them days. Good morning, Sherry.
And yes, good morning, Sherry. How are you this morning?
And yes, Darth, it really was. Why do you think I got home at 11 o'clock last night?
All right. Darth Astor went to see Ghostbusters Afterlife. It is worth the money. Ooh. Sherry says she's doing okay. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, it was well worth the money. It really was, and the time. Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to hearing some of the reviews about it.
The problem is I don't think I can give an honest review without spoilers right now, because it's still fresh in my mind.
Right.
I can't separate non-spoiler from spoiler right now.
Right. Well, see, I want to see it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But taking the time to go see it is just going to be difficult.
Jonathan and I did that after his work last night. So, yeah. Whereas Eternals we saw during the day on a Sunday, this we had to see at night because I was the only ticket I could get for opening weekend was last night. So,
well, I'm actually surprised. That's usually the most difficult to get. But
well, Thursday is usually easier than like Friday or Saturday. So.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I was listening to I don't remember who I was listening to last night. And they were talking about Ghostbusters Afterlife. Mm-hmm. And not going into spoilers, of course. And of course, a new panelist popped on and apparently missed spoiler, and they were like, oh. And it's like, of course, not knowing anything, it's not necessarily telling, but thankfully I don't remember what it was. So I can't say, oh, it was the blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Darth Astor says, we went to see it yesterday at 4. Cool. So you say it's worth seeing.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. A lot better than 2016. A lot better than 2016.
Well, I can honestly say I've never seen 2016. I've seen previews.
Unfortunately, did. Yeah.
I've seen reviews, later on, because I wasn't on YouTube until like 2019, really. I would watch videos here and there. Don't get me wrong. I would just, Google a song and click on it, and there, go to a different video.
But you were casting until 2019?
But no, I 2019, April 2019, I had surgery.
Okay.
Rather serious surgery, and I'm still recovering from that. Need to have further surgery to take care of it. And I do realize that a lot of people have not heard this because I don't talk about it all the time. And there are people that are newer to the channel that haven't heard before. But I started listening, and then one of the first people I got to know from YouTube was Bird.
Okay.
So then in 2020 is when I really started getting into streaming.
Okay.
In fact, if you look at the original thing that Yitza did, it says established 2020.
Okay.
Now he didn't do that until later on. I started doing stuff before I knew Yitza, but those streams have been privated. I did have a different avatar at one point because, like I said, I didn't know him. Then he offered to do it. And he's done a lot of them for the community, which means a lot. Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen it yet, Yitza did release a video of his Mama Pray avatar. So check out Yitza's channel.
What's the name of his channel? I'll type it in right now.
Darth Haster, are you able to check the channel? Because I don't have Brightest Days in the chat. So if he's there, he's faster than most people at it. I'll be talking about something. He's almost as fast as Frog G. So and yes,
I'm awesome. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that it's worth the time and money. I do wish that Darth Haster's on it. Cool.
Thank you.
And I'm glad to hear that it's worth the time and money because most of the previews I've seen, it's like, okay, I probably have seen 90% of what's good in the movie. Why bother?
Right.
And, hey, I can go to IMDb for the synopsis and go to the previews for all the good scenes. Okay, I've basically seen the movie. Why, of course, I'm not going to be like some people on YouTube. There it is. Bird was on it. Mama Pray illustration video.
4 minutes. Okay. I'll watch it later.
That is on Yitz's channel. Actually, with that, you can watch it because it's fun to watch him develop each drawing and make it come to life. And it's just, for me, it's amazing to watch. I can't draw worth crap.
Oh, neither can I. Neither can I. I'll check it out later. Thank you, Darth.
And get this channel. Is in there.
Which
thank
you,
Darth Hester.
So. Yeah, thank you. I'm really good at hanging out in the community, so.
Absolutely.
I've been on the YouTubes for quite a few years, but this is my first that I'm really just starting to hang out in the community.
I was crying this morning. It only had 1 like. Well, I haven't actually seen it yet. I just have gotten the chance to see that it was there.
Yeah, Bird, I'll check it out later. Let you guys know later on what I think about it.
Back to my head. I'm going to go over to the YouTube tab and go ahead, check on that one. Open a new tab.
It's got 8 likes. Okay. I just looked. The avatar.
9.
9 now? Okay.
17 views, 9 likes. And I'm sorry, anyone who likes Mamo Pray better get your ass over there and like the video. Because, yeah, it's Mamo Pray. So, yeah.
I know her by association, but yeah, okay. I know her by association. Oh, yeah, definitely shovel love.
Oh, 4 comments.
Oh, yeah.
Only 1 like. So 75% of YouTube hates her. Well, yeah. Pale Brother, that's Mom O'Prey. She is Bird's mom, and quite honestly, one of the best women out there on YouTube. And George, I'll be with you in just a second. And there we go.
Greetings.
Put this
Morning,
here.
George.
And what is this we're looking at?
Well, you're talking about illustrating and watching stuff on YouTube.
Yes.
This is one of the latest panels I was drawing while I was on stream for a few hours with Sci-Fi Nation.
Ah, okay.
It's all vector. You can. This is all the vector lines. This what actually makes up the artwork, and
Cool.
this is what the artwork looks like. Right now, I'm putting a pattern into the tentacles.
Okay. So who is she Who is she, and why is she battling Cthulhu?
Oh, geez, you got to buy the book.
Oh man.
I just thought I'd show it off. I was going to come in here and throw a couple of morning jokes, but you know what? You're talking about artwork. I'll stick to the pattern.
And good morning, Pale Rider. How are you this morning?
Artwork pattern, really bad pun.
Oh, only well, only the best. I'll just put it that way. Only the best. And let's see here. Like that comment. Yes. And yes, Bird, we love Mamo Pray. John Myers says, needs one more thing. A halo. She is a saint. Oh, that's true. But the sun behind her was intended to symbolize a halo. I like that.
You see Arabics?
Just one moment.
Okay, you're typing. Sorry.
And I was looking in, watching the last of the video.
Okay.
Let's see here now. And yes, Yitza does fantastic work. What am I looking for? It's in Arabic, I thought.
Yeah, from 12 hours ago.
Oh, that. Okay, yeah. Let me see here.
Sorry, the comment on the video.
Oh, yes. I was looking in chat. I thought you were talking about that. It's like
Oh no, sorry, I flipped over to the other tab. I forget sometimes. I'm not like Bird where I have 500. I've got about 9 open right now.
now I do have a few more open than that. Yeah, where would we all be without the best YouTube mom ever? We love Mamo Pray. Yes. So, yep. Mamo Pray is absolutely wonderful. And I'm glad that even though she doesn't join in a lot, she's busy. But yeah. Yitza does, I would dare say, some of the best avatars out there on YouTube. You can always tell when it's a Yitza avatar. There's just something special and unique about it. And good morning, Professor Brandy Specs. And good morning, Ervik Sonder. How are you this morning? And yes, just for you.
Listen to me very carefully, because I'm only going to say this once. Coffee. Black.
Coffee. Black. While I've got your attention, there are...
Coffee first. Well, this mentor would like another cup of coffee. I'm just gonna have to give up coffee. Want some coffee?
If I'm not mistaken, that's your 3rd cup this morning.
4th, and on a day like today, it won't be my last. Coffee. The finest organic suspension ever devised. Commander, set a new course. There's coffee in that nebula.
Yeah, we always need that montage of video. Yeah, the montage coffee video. Yep.
You know what? Dr. Oz said that rubbing coffee and coffee grounds on your naked body helps prevent cellulite, but apparently you can't do it at Starbucks.
Oh,
I definitely came in at the wrong time of that conversation.
Absolutely came in at the right time. Thank you. Thank you. It will save us from this conversation. How are you this morning?
Yeah, I'm going good. And yourself?
I'm doing good, thank you.
oh, that's horrible.
Well, I had a job one time. In my job, I saw a crying kid and asked him where his parents were. That was the last day at the orphanage for me.
Oh dear God. Hmm. No, I'm not going to use the phasers just yet.
And you've just played your coffee clip, so you don't even have that either.
Well, no, I'm not going to do that 2 times in a row.
Exactly.
Well, I did once before, but that was accidental.
Yes, we won't talk about those dark times.
No. Well, what happened was I had accidentally clicked the button after it started playing. It was about halfway through, and I clicked on it again, and it's like it started over. Like, oh, great. Okay, well, it gave me extra time I needed, so that worked.
Do you accidentally click buttons often that you shouldn't?
Not usually.
Because I don't know if you remember the last time I was on stream with you, I got booted and I couldn't rejoin.
Oh.
You got banned?
No?
Yeah, I think that was like a week ago now. I haven't been able to join any of your streams since. So I was just like, okay, maybe you're still upset with me over something. Yeah.
No, I never. There was only one person I have banned from.
It's LDG. Yeah, I know. I was on one of them.
No, I only kicked him. I've never banned him.
Oh, you never banned him. Okay. Well, I was kicked, and when I tried to rejoin, it just said that the host has. I think it said the host had denied access.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. No, I have not ever. Like I said, I've done that for one person who joined backstage, refused to speak in the chat, and then thankfully only I could see them trying to, expose themselves on camera. It's like, yeah, whatever. Banned.
I can only apologize for that.
Oh, about it getting banned. Did you hear Alabama banned sex in the doggy style position?
Oh,
what?
The Alabama banned sex in the doggy style position, and the reason why, you should never turn your back on family.
Family, yeah. I knew it was an incest joke coming in. I don't even know if Alabama is known for that, but we have a very similar one here for Tasmanians. So it's like You never trust a Tasmanian virgin.
Well,
if she's not good enough, for her family, she's not good enough for ours.
I was banned at at the airport last week. Apparently, security didn't like it when I called shotgun while getting on the plane.
That makes sense.
Oh.
Since you said that one, George, I've got to. Do you know why people in the U.S. cannot go on airplanes with knitting needles?
Why?
Because they're afraid someone's going to make an Afghan.
Oh, Lord.
Like this?
Bitch!
I'm so sorry for that. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, they're backstage. Don't worry.
Oh, he booted everyone, did you?
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
So I got the timeout time. Okay.
Okay. So, do you not like dad jokes?
Well, that video reminded me.
Oh, I do, but
okay.
That video reminded me of a scene with Kirk and Spock. They were trapped on a planet and waiting for rescue. Kirk complained to Spock that his legs were getting tired from standing around. Spock says, there's a tree right there. When we cut it down with our phasers and make a bench. Kirk said, "Hey, you're a genius." Do you guys remember that episode? And then Spock said, "Nonsense. It's only logical."
Mm-hmm.
And Eric Sonder. By the way, Discovery was so bad I couldn't finish watching it. Oh, you should. You definitely should finish watching it.
Yeah.
This last episode, the Kobayashi Maroon. Oh, it is the best episode out of all of it.
This is. I think this is a fresh kind of horror. It's a modern day horror. You have to watch it. If you're
can't
into
call
horror,
women that anymore.
If you're into horror movies.
Sorry, you said horror. Sorry, I thought you were saying a gamer word.
Well played, sir. Well played.
I thought you were referring to Michael Burnham.
I was actually.
She's a whore, or more of a whore.
Well, I can say this. Michael Burnham was acting more actual Starfleet in this episode than
You
in
shut
any
your
other.
dirty mouth right now. Do
However,
not utter those words ever again. Michael Burnham in Starfleet. Come on,
that
man.
is the only positive thing I can. The other thing, she wasn't crying like a ball baby. There was one moment.
Fairness,
it's like
know what the Vulcans are known for their overuse of tears and emotions, so she's been playing her character perfectly up until now. Why did she change the No Man Has Gone Before part? That didn't happen until 150 years after she was enlisted. So it was really weird that they once again did a future retcon of that. She's the bestest at giving speeches, though, isn't she?
Apparently.
So I can't wait till she becomes Q. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Hey, why does Data, the android, cost Starfleet so much money?
I'm afraid. Why?
Because Data is Enterprise hardware.
But they don't use money.
Oh, well, you know what? Now that you said that, thank you. I have to. One of the greatest hypocrisies in Star Trek is, we don't use money. Then what's with the Ferengi and the Latinum?
The Ferengi only came into when that was initially said, which was earlier in Star Trek. The Ferengi and that didn't have a relationship with the Federation as a part of the Federation. They were outsiders. It wasn't until sometime after the original series, where the Ferengi became a part of the Federation.
Okay, then how do you
yeah.
explain Quarks? And every time he gives somebody a drink or food, he charges money for it.
Because it's still going under, because it's a half Bajoran thing, and the Bajorans still also have a part of it. So it's something that has been adopted, but the Federation, as a human-based principle, has gone beyond that. That's why everything on Earth doesn't cost any sort of money, and the people aren't paid, and they don't seek the material things. Other species that haven't gotten to that stage yet, and they got to the point where the inclusion of other races and species within the Federation wasn't about making them adopt our way of life. It was about accepting theirs. And the same way that we accept that the Klingons are a bit more of a bloodthirsty sort of thing and they have their own rituals, we have to accept the same thing that the Ferengi have their golden palaces and their entry fees, and that they prize Latinum over more than their own individual lives.
So what you're saying is the Federation's socialist, and we should all capitalist alien species should conform to socialism.
No, I'm saying that's the exact opposite, and the fact that you bring up Quark proves that that's not the way that they are. They are not a socialist organization. They are somewhat of a socialist society, as in how Earth is treated and how Starfleet treats its own officers. But I mean, it's essentially no different to how the way in which the Jem'Hadar treat the things. They don't get paid. They don't get any sort of monetary gain out of it.
But the Jem'Hadar are slaves to drugs.
Yes, I know, but what I'm saying is they don't have any sort of monetary positions either. I'm saying, based purely and simply on an economic standpoint, the Federation, i.e., Earthfleet, are at the same position as the Jem'Hadar. They don't covet items and everything like that. We, as an Earth society, covet rank and position and worth through our jobs and meaning.
Yeah, but
they crave the drug that keeps them alive.
But the Jem'Hadar are two classes: the slaves and the slave masters.
Even the slave masters are still slaves. They're slaves to the minion and that. So,
well, the slave masters are the
changelings.
Yeah.
And the Vorta.
Yeah, and I mean, and
well, the Vorta are above the Jem'Hadar, but they are still serving the founders.
But what I'm saying is, I'm just using those as an absolute extreme example to prove the point of there are similarities and dissimilarities. The Ferengi, when it comes to their financial sort of thing, that's a part of their religion, and it's not a thing that people of Earth in within the story covet like they do. But at the same time, they don't covet position and rank and that sort of thing. If a Klingon was killed in battle and they had a brave death, that means more to them and their culture,
right,
than it does that the Jem'Hadar, if they disobey, they get killed. Like there was that great thing with that where they were stuck on that planet together, and they killed one of the Jem'Hadar killed one of themselves. One of the other thing, and then said to O'Brien, "You now got to do it to yours." And he went, "No, that's not the way we are. We accept cultures. We don't enforce our beliefs upon them."
Well, then let me submit this to you. The Federation wants to, search out new worlds, new civilizations, all that stuff, and trade knowledge and goods. Trade in itself is a monetary aspect.
Trade is not for the benefit purely and simply of gaining something in a monetary sense. So it's not a capitalistic type venture. gaining knowledge. You could look at it. You could look at it. It's a gain. It's a gain loss scenario. But every culture has a gain loss scenario, and they've never stated otherwise.
Yeah, but the active trade is a monetary aspect because the majority of the Federation, they're interested in trade in terms of dilithium to keep their ships going, and also the resources to build a ship is not within the purview or the financial aspect of the Starfleet. They have to trade with outside species or different worlds to get the resource that they need to build the starships.
That's
within a sense that's true, but it still doesn't take the point. As the society, they don't believe in a monetary based sort of system. If I do work for you and you help me out, that's a trade. If I mow your lawn and you fix my gutters,
That you're putting an actual value on my service to mow the lawn and your service to clean the gutters. That's a value.
I'm not determining. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that if you mow my lawn, then I can only clean X amount of gutters. No, it's a trade of services. It's the same thing when it comes to knowledge. You give me a bit of knowledge, I'll give you. That's not a capitalistic sort of style thing. That's not what that's involved in. But
Right.
why is it that an action, or an exchange of a physical thing is considered an economic trade, yet a trade of knowledge isn't? When they have different sort of values, and sometimes the value of knowledge is worth way more if you were to put a monetary value on it than that. But they don't. It's a trade, and they have to adopt that sort of thing because they're going out to explore new worlds. They have to be willing to do that. But as a core principle, they don't adopt that within themselves. That's why the officers don't get paid. That's why they do that. You know,
that's the key. That's the key thing, right? While they believe a certain way of life and a certain system, their actions dictate the opposite.
Completely disagree. You can have a philosophy about something, but put in a situation where you have to go against that. It doesn't mean that you no longer believe in that. If I don't believe in killing,
well, you just answered my question.
No, as a core principle, but I'm put in a situation where for me to survive, I kill someone. That therefore doesn't dictate that I now am okay with killing.
No, I understand, but you just confirmed what I said. The belief is separate from the actions.
Right. Now, Professor Brady Specs, I have a question for you. Because he said, Discovery Season 4, Episode 1 wasn't bad, not good either. But deflectors couldn't fend off methane ice? Yeah, that one was completely stupid. On a scale of 1 to 10, Professor, what would you rate it? I gave it a 3.
I didn't see it myself, so I can't comment. I'm about halfway through season 2 right now.
I gave it 4 less than what you did. You know the worst part about it is actually she's a good actress, and she does stuff that just infuriates me as a character. Like, she is the least likable character in Star Trek, and we're talking about bloody. I mean, we had to deal with freaking O'Brien's missus for fucking 7 seasons, you know, and I would take her in a heartbeat as a captain over Mike. Like, it's not Star Trek, it's not Starfleet, it's this bastardization. Like, I never would have thought that I would say that bloody J.J. Abrams' Star Trek films seem more like Star Trek than this.
Oh my God, yes.
And is it designed to make those films look better by proxy? I don't know, but it kind of feels like that's what they're doing. Because how does a series that's so bad like this, and it's not charting, it's not rating anywhere, yet we're at 4 seasons deep?
You know what? I have to confess, there's only one moment in Star Trek Discovery that made me giddy, like a child watching Star Trek for the first time, and that was The Guardian of Forever. And
Oh,
Ugh.
when he, I'm not talking about where you see him as a human. I'm talking about the moment he revealed himself, and the portal materialized. That was that one moment. That's it. Everything else before and after, forget about it.
I mean, it's purely and simply just member berries. That's the
That, yeah, that's all that was. Oh,
Well, it worked on me. It worked on me big time.
And
well,
I'm
I'm
not
glad
gonna
it
lie,
worked on somebody because I wanted to
I'm
retch.
jealous that you could feel that way. Genuinely, this is not a.
No,
This is
but,
not
but,
a. I'm
but,
not being a dick.
no,
If
I
I could have
understand.
felt something other than disgust in that moment, I would have been a happy man.
but I'm only talking about that little sliver of moment where you said, "I am the guardian of forever," and then you see, and you see the portal materialize. I'm talking about that split 15 seconds. That was it. Nothing more, nothing less.
The problem was the beginning of that episode is when they bastardized the bloody Enterprise Mirrorverse episode intro.
I don't
then
care.
They flipped it upside down and back to front, and then inverted the colors, and I'm like, oh, and then they had the nerve to nominate that for an artistic award.
Oh,
I'm
no,
like,
I don't know anything about that. I'm talking about only that sliver of 15 seconds.
no, but I'm saying that was the intro of the episode. We're talking about something that come after that, and that already put me in. I'm like, what the?
Oh, it was? Oh my god!
Yeah, like they literally took the intro of the two Mirrorverse episodes in Enterprise. They put that intro on screen, flipped it horizontally, and inverted the colors.
Oh my god!
Same music, same everything. It was the most. I'm like, because at that stage I was actually doing a watch through of Enterprise again.
Yeah.
And it was just as soon as I saw it, I went, "What the hell?" It sticks out like a sore thumb. And well, I'll ask Captain this. What was it that initially drew you to Trek, and why is that thing something that you don't see in the new Trek? Because I already know that you don't, no matter what your answer is.
Well, initially, I'm going to be honest. I first went to, I was in daycare at the time, and Star Trek was in reruns, and it was either watch Star Trek or take a nap. And so I stayed up to watch Star Trek, and I liked it. And then the more I watched it, the characters, the way they treated each other grew on me. The mutual respect, the way that it was just not. It was hopeful, and
so you like
everyone was
hopeful.
Yeah,
I'm seeing a pattern here that I'm not seeing in the new stuff.
Even in the Dominion War, there was hope. It wasn't high, but there was hope. This, I don't see it.
Yeah, no, I get that. Like, I don't even understand how there's the same level of, I'm not gonna say gore, but essentially gore. Like, I like John Wick. John Wick is a very gory sort of film, and it works within its world. If John Wick was sitting down and having a philosophical argument about whether a toaster is alive or not, it wouldn't work within that universe. And it's the same thing in reverse when it comes to it. Like, I don't understand why they hate fucking artificial life in this. This is so far in the future. There's no automation on anything.
Artificial life is very difficult to write. It is a very difficult subject to write.
Write them like a person.
Oh no, see
That's what they did with data.
No. I know.
That's what
but
they
see,
did with the doctor.
Yeah. But hold on a sec. You're talking about writers back then that it actually existed. Writers today, in the context of the diversity and inclusion, the writers that don't exist within the
So you're talking
framework.
about panel, in other words, writing via a panel where you've got checkboxes and you have to make this and you make that and you can't make it. But at the same time, artificial life doesn't mean anything. It's like what it is now. Like if there was a robot in front of us and we killed it, we would never feel bad about it right now because it's not a real thing. It doesn't exist. There's nothing to it.
Oh no! Let me throw something to you. Do you have a game, any kind of game system?
Yeah, I got a few. Yeah.
Okay, which one do you like the best?
I mean, I play the PlayStation more than I do anything else, but yeah, I don't know if that means I like it the best.
No. Okay.
Let's just, for argument's sake, we'll go with PlayStation for your.
Okay. And you've been playing. You had the PlayStation for a long time.
Yeah, a few years.
Okay, so you have a sentimental attachment to it because you're having a lot of happy moments playing the PlayStation. Yes.
Yeah, I guess. Yep.
Okay, so
Safe assumption.
if I were to find where you live and come over to your house in the middle of the night, sneak into your house, destroy your PlayStation, and leave a nice little note saying "ha ha," wouldn't you be upset?
Yeah, well, I mean, because that's destruction of my own individual personal property, and it's
That's right, but you'd be upset, right?
yeah.
Well, isn't upset a feeling?
Yes.
Okay, now since you associate a feeling to an inanimate object, wouldn't that be anything different than, say, an AI? See, I'm using Spock logic here.
No, I mean that's not spot logic, but the answer to your question is, would I feel the same way if an artificial intelligence
Well,
died?
the PlayStation itself is a limited version of an artificial intelligence. Not only does it actually help you maintain some sort of entertainment, it memorizes your patterns and actually tries to defeat you as the levels get harder. At the same time, it also saves your interaction, so that way there's not only a memory, there's also service, and there's also a life.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with anything that you're saying.
Except the
I'm
life
try-
part.
Well, I mean, when you're saying like an actual, you said an actual artificial intelligence, like if it's something that's like I've had an interaction with, in the sense where I don't deem it an object for entertainment or anything like that. If we're talking about something that's like an AI, like a hologram, which exists in the universe, or something or someone like data. That's what I'm talking about. You've got these artificially created creatures that just die off. Yeah.
Data exists in our current world, but and I submit to you.
No,
Hold on a sec.
there is no
Hold on a sec.
data.
Hold on a sec. I submit to you, Siri and what's the Alexa system? They're both artificial intelligence. Remotely,
But they're not able to think for themselves.
Hold on a
That's
sec, hold on a sec.
the difference.
Well, I mean, if I can, I'd like to hear the rest of this. Yeah, what you're saying, so I can get
Okay, well,
where your point's coming from and what it is.
You see, the artificial intelligence system has already been created. It's already been in use for a very long time. It's called the internet. Specifically, I'll submit to you, the internet itself actually learns your patterns and behaviors much better than, say, your significant other or your brother or your sister or whatever, and it knows you by your actions on the internet. That is actually that memory is helping Alexa and Siri, by extent, service your wants and needs
Well, I mean, I
some
disagree
level.
with your analogy about that. It's more akin to a highway where information travels on. But for the sake of the argument, let's just say that I agree with that.
Well, listen. I'll tell you this. I don't remember where, but Mark Zuckerberg. I remember reading this. He said that within 3 to 5 clicks on Instagram or Facebook, they can profile you much better than you know yourself. And then, if the longer you use his system, his say the Facebook umbrella, the more they know of you. The artificial intelligence has now figured you out much better than you have figured yourself out.
Okay.
Okay,
The
I'm trying
problem
to
with
get back to
this
the
is
original topic. What does this have to do with what we were saying? I mean, I agree with
Nothing.
what you're saying. Okay, yep.
No,
nothing. It doesn't. Honestly, it doesn't have anything to do with it, because this AI that you're talking about is not contained within a device that is able to travel
no.
like a
Yeah, that's
person.
right. You're absolutely correct. The AI currently that exists is uncontainable in a small 6-foot package. It takes processing power in the hundreds of thousands of processors and multiple servers around the world to discern that information. We're not we're not beyond the petabyte solution right now. We're
I
physically not
understand
there
that.
yet.
I'm trying to get back to the original point where
The original point is you wouldn't care if an AI lived or died because you have no feelings to it. But I just pointed out to you that
myself, no, because
yeah.
I'm not in a world that's hundreds of years in the future where it's already been established that AIs have an existence, that have a thing. If I had a hologram, like, let's say, for instance, like the doctor, let's just say it was just the emergency program doctor like that, and something happened to it, and I'd been around for years, I would definitely have an emotional attachment to it. And if someone did that, I would feel like someone's killed a friend of mine. I would.
No, but okay, understood. And here's where my
But in modern Trek, it means nothing. That's what I'm saying. They treat that life as if they treat artificial life as if it's not life. They treat the most highest advanced forms of artificial life as if they're nothing more than just a toaster, a rudimentary function of wires and everything. And that's not Star Trek, is what I'm saying.
No, I understand, but I only focused on the point where if an AI lived or died, you had no feelings towards it, and I point out that.
Well, no, I never said that.
Yeah, that's where the whole conversation started. Now here.
No. I'm saying they don't, and I disagree with that.
Okay. Understood. And here's the thing that I love the best about Star Trek. There's a moment when Tasha Yar, her funeral. I think it was Data talking to Geordi or Data talking to
Captain Picard.
Was it Captain Picard?
It was Captain Picard. I know the scene you're talking about.
Yeah. And the point where Data said, "Yeah, I will miss her because my algorithms were accustomed to her interactions with her on an ongoing basis, and now that's not happening," or something of such. And
he said his thoughts were, and I don't remember the exact quote, but basically he said, "My thoughts aren't about her, but about myself. How it's going to be basically something different without her here." And he's asking Captain Picard if he missed the point, and Picard says, "No, I think you understood it perfectly."
It's great.
That is,
I mean, that's what grief is.
Yeah, but remember, he had a holographic picture of her, and he gets asked about it in, I believe, Measure of a Man.
Correct.
Where it's like, why do you have, you've lost people before, why do you have Tasha? And he said, we had something special. And he said we were intimate together, in that one episode, Spacey, but that,
Measure of a Man.
That was something that stood out to him in his programming, in his positronic matrix.
Yeah, and
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just trying
no. That's perfect. Thank you for supporting.
But I mean, that's the whole purpose of AI growing.
Yeah, that's
as
the
well.
that's the beauty of the writers and the beauty of the simple logic that they were able to embrace and make it.
But at the same time, what
such a
they
wonderful
initially,
moment.
Okay,
what they
here's
initially
the
wrote
difference, though.
wasn't any different to how he didn't actually change his interaction when he said that he's going to miss because his algorithm dictates it. That's exactly the most human response, because you're not upset when someone dies. You're upset at the action that it causes you.
Correct.
Because people die all the time, and you'll see something where someone's died and it is tragic, but it doesn't mean anything to you, and that's the difference. And it was the most logical way. I look at the way that he said it is the way in which Vulcans would have initially thought of it while trying to suppress their emotions. This is the most robotic version of it, but it's the most human of it. And him having the thing isn't showing, having the hologram isn't showing that he's becoming more human or anything like that. It in fact shows the opposite. It shows a flaw within his core programming, or as people would look at it, as a flaw, something outside the parameters, and an evolution. And that's the best part about it, is because you can look at it from both points. That's why that sort of writing works, and that's the reason they take one part of that and they extrapolate it in the future to mean nothing. They don't have a soul. They don't have this. They don't have that. They take all the worst parts of the Measure of a Man of an episode, and that's Modern Trek's view on
one of the
artificial life.
Well, one other thing, Grant, too, let's remember, and I can't think of the name of the episode, but it was the episode where he's basically going against Captain Picard and stuff because of the exocomms. He believes they're alive, and when he talks to Picard later, or I believe he talked to Picard or Riker, saying, explaining why he did what he did. He said, when you were, and I believe it was Picard, because he said, when my life was questioned in Measure of Man, he's like, you were my voice, because the exocomms had no voice.
Yeah.
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 So he
Star
was
Trek.
willing to
that
go
makes
against.
Sense. Yeah.
Yes, but he believed, and he argued the case with the exocomms, whether the programming was the way it was, the programming not intentionally being that way, not like Data was intentionally made to with this positron edge, but the exocomms, despite the programming and the attention programming, despite it, they became sentient.
Yeah, exactly.
And he recognized that, and
that's
it was as simple as,
Star
and
Trek.
that's what the beauty of that was those characters, and the evolution of them. I mean, and especially Measure of Man, when Data goes up to Commander Riker, and he's like, he says thank you, and he goes, Data, I almost won. He goes, yes, you did. But I think Data understood that because he put forth such the effort that it actually fit the case that yes, you were uncomfortable, but you helped prove you were wrong. And of course, Riker wanted to be wrong. I mean, when he shuts Data off in Measure of Man, and he's like, Pinocchio is broken, and then he sits down and he just covers his face. He's like, he hated himself for it.
Yeah,
that was the beauty of those kind of episodes. I haven't seen shit of Discovery since I think season 2. I don't care.
But yeah, as I said, the initial point was
I will say this.
You don't get that.
Go ahead.
No, you don't get it because you don't get. What I noticed in the very first season is Mikey Spock is the only one who can do anything, get anything done. You never really get, except for maybe the Doctor's boyfriend or husband. I don't remember his name. That's the only thing I remember him from. The only thing I know from him is Adventures in Babysitting. That's how old my ass is.
Oh, the mushroom, the dead mushroom.
Yeah, the mushroom guy, the shroom guy, the guy who likes to get his rocks off on shrooms, and they basically, but in original Star Trek, even though you had your main characters doing stuff, and DS9 did this the best, I think. They could tell you stories about different, other characters, secondary characters, especially in
Well, I mean, O'Brien had
DS9.
2 episodes
you
in the
have
first
Rom,
5
you have
episodes.
Cassidy Yates, you have Garrick.
Yeah.
I mean, you have all these, characters that aren't even the main cast, and they were some of the best story. I mean, the evolution of Nog is one of my favorite examples.
Mhm.
He goes from being at the very beginning of DS9 to from a petty thief to becoming a lieutenant, junior grade by the end of DS9.
Mhm.
I mean,
his
his
uncle
character
goes in the
evolved, and he
opposite
wasn't even
direction.
a
But,
main character.
yeah. Well, his father goes
Yeah, I
in the
mean,
opposite
he wasn't
direction. But
he wasn't a main character.
I mean, look at something
But
like Duet, one of the best episodes, especially in that first season. It's all about a Kardashian, essentially a Himmler or a Goebbels type character, and the whole focus is
that would be a good analogy. I would agree.
And that entire thing, and I mean, when I think of first two seasons, that's the episode I think of, because it's the best episode out of all that. I mean, Emissary is a great opener for it. But like, I mean, even then, like, you're dealing with essentially a analogy of a World War II bad guy with terrible facial hair, within a space sort of thing. Yet they are able to still take the sides of both things without just doing a pure vilification. There is nuance. And if you're going to do a Star Trek series, nuance needs to be your number one thing.
Correct.
You bring up a good point, because I said I was talking about this when I was doing one of my histories of film, and I said, when you have a great movie, when you actually question who's the real villain. I mean, you look at and I use Frankenstein as an example. Who's the real villain in this movie? Is it the doctor? Is it the monster? I personally said it was the mob. They were the true villains.
I say it was Igor.
You think
I
it was
don't see
Igor?
how you can blame poor Igor. He had a deformity. He was looking for work. He was in no position of power. Come on, man.
It's Igor. Really? Told me it was Igor. Well, they were wrong, weren't they?
Oh, Young Frankenstein. I love that. I only recently, we were doing Mel Brooks. I was talking about Mel Brooks stuff, and on a panel, and I had never seen 2 Mel Brooks movies I had never seen was History of the World Part 1 and Young Frankenstein. And I was like, how the hell did I not get around to watching these 20, 30 years ago?
I remember that panel. I was there, and I said, "You've lost your cred."
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. You were there. Sorry. I don't always remember. But yeah, I had never seen those until that time. And I was like, how the hell did I miss this? I mean, my favorite line from History of World Part 1, I've got these 15 crash shit. 10 commandments.
Yes.
Hey guys, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Cowboy Bebop.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
Okay. I've been up since yesterday. The reason why I haven't really been around is I had to take care of some family stuff, and unfortunately that didn't, it was a lot of bad stuff going on, but we got it all resolved. But family stuff comes first.
Oh yeah.
I love Cowboy Bebop, and I'm going to let you guys know I'm going to do a review probably tomorrow because I want to finish more episodes. I'm about 3 episodes in, and John Cho, however he says, he is knocking freaking Spike Spiegel out of the park. Everything from his mannerism to the way he talks, to his humor, to how he does his cigarettes, to his fight style, to his hands in his pockets, to even how he leans up against a wall. I mean, he has nailed this character.
How does he eat ramen? That's the important thing.
What's that?
How does he eat ramen?
With chopsticks.
I do mine with butter. No water, just butter.
But you're no Spike Spiegel.
No, Spike. Oh no, yes, they do bring up, and that is the thing. They do bring up his love, and it is said in the. I'm about halfway through the third episode. I had to stop because my wife was getting ready for work, and yeah, he talks about his noodles.
Is Ed and Ein in it?
I have not seen Ed yet. I have a feeling Ed is probably going to show up probably towards the end of season 1. But right now, I've 3 episodes in. I've only seen Faye Valentine's only been there once. I think they've done her good. The guy that got to play Jet Black, I quite enjoy. I enjoy the
he's a pretty
the banter
good,
back and forth between him and Spike.
Actor.
And the guy that got to play Vicious, I think, is pretty good. I mean, I mean, we know Hollywood has had a shit record with taking anime and turning them to live action. Their record is about as good as when they try to take a video game and make an adaptation of it. But so far, I gotta be honest.
Let me ask this question: Are you a fan of the anime?
Yes.
Okay. Then I can say, what is the difference between the anime and the live action? Because I've heard different things from different people. So I want your perspective on.
Definitely, yeah. Because my worry is action scenes, because it's very
action
hard to
scenes are great.
translate.
Did
they do the convenience store scene at all?
Jazz, there's a lot of jazz score that goes on. When Anna smacks Spike Spiegel when she sees him after she thought he's been dead for 3 years, that was like, oh, that's Anna. I was like, okay. I think they really have got the spare. I mean, the first episode is literally almost exactly like the first episode in the anime, where it's, they have the red eye, and you think the girl's pregnant when she's really, she's holding on this red eye, and the way they go about her, and Spike is trying to save her, and she goes and basically commits suicide.
I was going to say, without going into detail, does the end of them end the same way? But yeah, you essentially just said that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry if that's a spoiler, but yes. It kind of drives into why I'm saying they really have done well with it so far. I mean, okay,
did they open with the convenience store? Because that's how the first episode starts.
Without giving spoiler here, Spike is hanging upside down. Jet is holding him, trying to hold on to him. Spike just decides to light up a cigarette. And Jet's like, what are you doing? I'm like, waiting for you to pull me back up. I'm just like, they really have, so far, 3 episodes in. Yes, I want to see Ed. I don't, I know Ed she came later in the series.
Well, I mean, do you think Ed's going to be do you think they're gonna go a more, what's the word, politically correct modernized version of Ed? Because Ed was always a extremely androgynous type of character.
Based on what I'm seeing right now, I don't think so. I think when Ed comes in, we're actually gonna see them do Ed right. I'm crossing my fingers for that. I mean, right now, like I said, I know it's a 10 episode. I'm only 2.5 episodes into it so far.
How long are the episodes?
I do like how they've done the Syndicate. I like how, there's a scene with Vicious. I know you all remember that scene where Vicious had to prove his loyalty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's there. They do it. And
good.
They did it well.
Yeah.
So you have the graphics are really good. I like how they really gone with the obviously you have spaceships and stuff with Cowboy Bebop, but it's kind of like more Star Wars, where not everything works all the time, and just like the Bebop, not everything always worked all the time.
Yeah, well, there's scrappers, so yeah.
And it's kind of got that gritty vibe to it with the when they're down on like Mars or Venus or New Tijuana, especially New Tijuana. I was like, damn. I was like,
'Cause
damn. I was like, shit.
I'm not gonna lie.
So
The
yeah, I
trailers did
understand
nothing
some
for
people
me,
may
but
not like it, but I
you
really
kind of
think
selling
they
me
are
on it.
hitting beats.
Yeah, me
I
too.
think they're hitting their beats. I remember
The reason
reviewing, and
the
I don't
reason
give
I
a fuck what
ask
critics.
the
Oh,
reason
sorry.
I ask is there's a lot of people who they either love it or hate it, and some of the people who love it never saw the anime.
Mm-hmm.
So I,
They also like Death Note.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh
going to say.
yes, I
Though,
love Death Note.
No, I
if
mean
you
the
if,
Netflix
If
version.
you
if you see the
if you
anime,
enjoyed Cowboy
get
Bebop
talked over.
anime, you will love the live action. Okay,
Well,
I've only seen
Have you
one
seen
episode.
most of it, Mr. Lundell?
I've only seen the first episode this morning. I mean, it's frame for frame of the animated episode.
That's what I was
yeah,
saying.
well,
And
that's
like
the
I
thing.
said,
If you've
Mr.
seen the
Lundell,
anime, why bother with the
did
live
John
action?
Chu not? Is he
Because they
not
can't
embodying
reproduce
Spike
it.
Spiegel perfectly?
Yeah, especially the way the suit fits him.
go
Yes.
ahead, Jens.
That's perfect.
You're saying they can't reproduce the cartoon. It's a bit like with the A-Team. Don't matter how good like the film of the A-Team was, they just can't replace the or be better than the original. And that's the thing with Cowboy. No matter how good I think the series will be, it ain't going to be better than the animated series. Because the animated series I've seen and that. And so, like, I don't really have to bother with the live version.
Well, I mean, I don't hold much hope for it because based on Netflix track record, but if I'm hearing people are saying that it's decent and they are fans of the source material, it's something that goes, you
yeah.
know what, maybe I'll watch a few episodes. And if I don't feel it after the third episode, then I was proven right. And if not, I'm pleasantly surprised. And I think it's probably a better way of going about it because initially that teaser trailer where they were throwing the pole around and everything, I'm just like, this it's just so, it was so weird. And
Well,
I mean, I like John Cho, but he
Grant, I'm gonna kind of say this when I say that John Chu or Chow, I'm fucking up his name.
Cho, yeah.
I'm holding this up because you see Spike there with his his body movement there. I mean,
Yeah,
he's doing these kind of movements. Like
Yeah,
I said,
he
everything
is.
to him, how he leans up against the wall. I was
Okay.
like, oh yeah, he is literally he paid attention to this character. I don't know how
Yeah.
much research he did. But
Does
damn,
he add any of his own flair
Yeah.
to it as well, or it's a direct shot for shot?
I
Now they
need
are
to watch
changing
it.
little
I need to
bits
watch
of
the
it.
episode again, but definitely almost shot for shot.
Almost shot for shot,
But
I
done
mean,
right.
Yeah, I mean, because he's definitely a fine actor, especially seeing him in shit, was that one where his daughter went missing? It was like the found footage one, but on the internet. He was great in that, so I know he can act. But action wise, if he can pull off the action scenes, I mean, to me, if he put it this way, if he's a terrible actor, I would accept Keanu Reeves as John Wick if he was back in Bill and Ted days. If it was the same sort of action that you get in John Wick, like that. But in comparison, if his normal acting is terrible, but the action is good and he can pull off action, I'm 100% sold.
Yeah, I agree with Eric Thunder here. Yeah, go ahead and watch the anime and then watch it. I was actually going to. I had full intention this week of watching the anime over on Blu-ray that I have on Blu-ray, and then I was going to catch the series. I actually, unfortunately, like I said, I had a lot of personal stuff, family stuff I had to take care of, so that didn't happen. But I'm literally I'm watching a few episodes, and then I'm literally gonna just start watching the anime again. But yeah, so far, like I said, to the noodles, to the I like the guy they got to play Jet Black too. Now I'm gonna say this: I don't care about the race swapping per se, because I mean this was a Japanese animation thing. But
Did it
this
really?
guy playing.
Well, actually, he sounded black anyway in the cartoon.
Yes,
Well, I
he
mean,
did.
he was voiced by a black guy,
So
but yeah,
that was
yeah.
what impressed me is they got the mutton chops right.
No,
Yes,
I mean,
they
I
did. Yes,
I
they
did I didn't like
And
the
his
casting
arm.
at all.
His
It took
arm and the
one.
mutton chops.
It took one picture for me to sell it. I went, okay, good. Because
Well, they're
I've
going
seen, I
for
can't remember
the
the
look
actor's
of
name,
it.
but I've seen him in
Therefore-
other stuff, and he doesn't look as big. He doesn't look that he looked a lot more feminine in some of the other stuff, and I'm just like, that's not him. And then I saw him, and then I went, I'm sold. One picture is all it took for that. Jill Valentine,
Oh, yeah.
is the opposite.
Yeah, you have to be
Faye
masculine for that.
Valentine,
Though.
I thought I've only
We're gonna
seen
get
she's only
those
been
three
so far
pictures
in
on
one
that.
episode, the very first one. I thought they did a good job with her. I understand her tits aren't as big as people would like. I'm kind of not really a tit guy, so I don't really care. But yeah, so far,
I don't think it was.
they've
It wasn't
really
a
been
thing.
able
It
to
was.
sell the seriousness with the humor, and
You
the
sure need some
chemistry
programming.
between the actor who's playing Spike and the actor who is playing Jet Black. The chemistry there is awesome.
You need that. They need to be able to bounce off each other. Like, especially like some of the best stuff was them just sitting there smoking and eating. That was the stuff that I remember the most.
And they do that.
And that's
And they do that in
so.
this. Yeah, I mean, one point he's like, "Who goes 6 hours, doesn't get for noodles, and doesn't bring back noodles?" And that's Jet Black. And the manners are. I like how Jet Black is, a very big, broad man, and you have Spike Spiegel, who's more of a, I would say, more of a Bruce Lee type, lanky, kind of skinny, but still no less a badass.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of interesting
Oh,
those
martial
dynamics
artist,
there.
isn't he? Because
Go ahead, Jens.
Yeah, he is a more of a martial artist because in the animated series, he does do the Bruce Lee sort of like stance where he's sort of like bobbing up and down sort of thing before he does a kick. And yeah, it is sort of Japanese sort of martial artist sort of.
Darius.
Yeah,
I do like how they've also done. I do like also how they've done in it, like they did in the anime. Things are in different languages. It's English, Japanese, and you might see some other languages, and there's very similarities to that from Urgent. Like I said, I really, when they said, when I saw the critics and they were like, "Oh, this is not, faithful to the cartoon or the anime." I don't want to use the term cartoon. I was like, after the first episode, I was like, okay, we all know you guys are dumbasses, but I didn't know you were this stupid.
Guys, I have to jump. Captain Trek, thank you for having me on.
You're
Hail
more
the
than
panel.
welcome.
Hail the chat. Everybody take care.
Thank
See
you
ya.
for the fun conversation.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna
I
tell
miss
you,
him already.
so far it looks like people just got punked with that Faye thing
Yeah.
because I mean,
Yeah, I don't have a big deal with
But
it.
why do that? How many people does that turn off from your series?
because people are dumb enough to fall for it. That's why.
Yep.
But I mean, it's the thing. You're gonna drive away your core audience, which are the
Look.
ones that are gonna speak the most passionately about it on stream.
Grant, there's no way
like
in hell
this.
they can find a woman shaped like the cartoon character.
No.
No way in hell.
It's not.
So
her
you
looks.
get a
Not her
woman
looks.
that can channel Faye. That's what you do.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep,
Yeah, it's not about her looks.
absolutely.
It's about her, and also her attitude to the fans. That's what turned a lot of people off.
I mean, like I said, when you first meet her and it's the whole, bounty versus bounty, and you realize, she's not going after the guy with doing the red eye stuff. She's going after the woman. And, there's a lot of, interaction between them, and her demeanor really just, I felt like she was Faye. And like I said, I don't give a damn about her tits.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
really
and
just
thing,
me the not a thing. It's not a big deal to me.
if that's the way that she's filmed and that's the way that she's done, then it's a massive disservice to whoever edited these trailers and did everything like that, because it makes her seem insufferable. Like if
She's fun.
Yeah, I mean that's what we want. That's what we've always. She was one of the best characters, if not the best character in the series. Like,
But
it's
that
hard. No,
comes
sorry,
across.
I said that back. Spike
That-
is always the best. I can't say that with
That
a
comes
straight face,
across
but
about
yeah,
her though.
yeah.
Okay,
She's a
it's-
flawed. Like her best moments is when she's not doing anything sexual or anything. When she's talking and you get to know her and you realize, oh,
Fucking
okay,
hell.
maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, that is the nice thing. Like you said, you mentioned some of the best scenes from Cowboy Bebop, and I would agree with you, is when they're just sitting around smoking cigarettes and
Mhm.
eating spicy eating noodles. And they put that in here. In the first episode, they put it in here. I mean, he goes over. There's a part where they're looking for a bounty, and he goes over, smells a cup of noodles, which literally says "cup of noodles" on it.
Noodles, yeah.
And he just goes over and smells it.
I mean,
And he's just like,
as long as it's not just
warm.
member berry transplant. Like, I mean, I've been I almost feel like I'm so jaded now because every time they do something and they implant something from the source material that we want to see, it's just a one-off scene, and then it goes back to something else, and they're like, well, you can't complain because it had this one thing, and that's what I'm worried about.
No, because there's a whole thing in
Because I genuinely
in
want
the
this to be
second
great.
episode where they're going for a bounty
Well,
and they're at a
it's not.
wedding, and he's like, he's in the back tag, and he's like a hunch, Spike's like a hunch. He goes, "Oh, I guess maybe you don't want to stay for the all-you-can-eat noodle bar." He's like, "Yeah, the noodle bar." He's like,
Yeah, well,
"I
let me
guess
just say-
sometimes you should go on your hunch." They put that in that character. It's
Yeah, but let
not a
me-
one-off. It's I've like
Go ahead
I
again.
said, I've only seen 2.5 episodes, but still.
Let me just say though, don't matter how good the episode is, it's like it's gonna be compared to the anime, and the anime was so good. I'm saying it's a bit like with the A-Team. That was so good that to reproduce that, it don't matter how good you do, people aren't gonna like it as much because like Jackie Chan did a live version of an anime called City Hunter, and the anime is real good, and the live action film is real good. I like them, but it got slated a bit because it got compared to the anime, and so people was like, "Oh, I just don't like it because it's not exactly." And with Fist of the North Star, when they did the live version of that,
Oh God!
even though
Oh
it was
God!
a
Don't
good,
bring that one up.
yeah. Well, I was thinking it was a good film. If they hadn't have don't release the anime of Fist of the North Star, and you'd only seen that film, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is a good film." But because you've seen the anime, and it's hard to get that sort of scene for scene sort of thing with some animes, it sort of like just got slated.
Could be worse. Could have been Ghost in the Shell. They really fucked that one up.
I heard about it.
Yeah, I'd be glad you
Oh.
didn't watch it.
I
But,
just realized my
Listen,
microphone was
I
off.
understand it's going to be compared to the.
Really?
I understand it's going to be. Oh, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear what you
Yeah,
said.
I think
I'm sorry.
God's giving you a sign there.
Oh, really?
sound
Come
from
on, man!
God.
Don't be that guy. Typical bloody pomp, I tell you.
I think with this, if you were a fan overall, like Miss Melinda said, if you were a fan of the anime, I think you're going to appreciate this live action. So far, now we will see. I will finish off the episodes before I do my review. But right now, I feel it has really carried the spirit of Cowboy Bebop. Yes, and I look forward to the idea of. I think what they've done with these first few episodes so far is kind of gone more with the source material and probably seeing how they can do before they maybe go and expand on other stories, because there can be all kinds of other stories, but the characters are really done well. The music, the jazz. I know Mr. Londell probably loved the jazz.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, it's
I was
bebop,
loving the
like
jazz.
the like
Boom, boom,
it's
ba-dum, ba-dum, boom.
it's
Yeah, I
bebop,
love that.
just like the title says. So
Yeah.
they
Yeah, I
just
mean,
need to get they
and
just
I
need to
think
get the closing theme.
the other episodes I've seen, there has been a lot of that. There's scenes where you have people, they go into places and they're playing jazz, and it's really, I'm like, damn, these people. I like I said, Hollywood has shit track record with this stuff, but for some reason, somehow, so far, 3 episodes in, they have really captured the spirit. I mean, when they said they honored the anime, I so far feel they have.
How long are the episodes?
The first one's about 50 minutes, 55. Second episode was about 40 minutes. Third episode, I think, is about 40 minutes.
So you've seen 2 or 3. Do you think they've progressed further in those 2 or 3 episodes than they did in the same, or they're keeping the same sort of timing per episode, but just stretching out what happens within that story?
They might be adding to it. Like I said, I'm gonna do, because before I do my review, I do want to do a compare and contrast. But yeah, I think maybe they are expanding on it, but they're not filling it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
not.
no.
It doesn't feel like
That's the perfect
filler.
analogy. Yeah, that's what we want. It's an awesome world within that. If they're expanding upon it and not filling it with garbage.
No, I haven't seen that. I mean, when they said, they stayed faithful to the source material, and we've heard that crap before with like Discovery and Picard and stuff. They said, "Oh, we're being faithful to Star Trek," and we were all lied to, and we hated it. And
we mentioned the word Spock. It's now faithful.
Yeah, Arabic.
The ship
opening
Bebop
theme
looks
is
like
the
the
same.
ship Bebop.
But what they will be doing for definite is if they can get away with making it like crappy in that and no one complains, then they will do it because the way they don't like care too much of the franchise as long as they think it's gonna appeal to people, and if they're thinking, oh yeah, we've got to make it like this a certain way from the anime to get more people, like The Office, where the British version of The Office and was the American version sort of thing, where they sort of like took it in a different way because it was like
the British one was funny.
Yeah, and the American one was and all, but they got to a stage where they like ran out of the British one, and so then they decided I have to make their own up, and so they started making more to the American audience and that.
Oh, bye, BK. I miss you already.
Yeah, like
Thank
I said,
you. Have a good day.
I don't think they're. Oh, sorry.
Have a good day, BK Dan.
Yeah. We always cringe when we hear, "Oh, yes, we're going to update this for a more modern audience." I don't see that in these episodes. I see them actually looked at the source material and really, are trying to stay true to it. They're staying true to what the fans would, I think, in my opinion, what the fans would want. Now, those people who are probably not liking it, I don't know if they actually ever seen the original. I mean, I always saw Cowboy Bebop about 10 years ago. It was just I had fallen out of watching Japanimation, and I got into it. Somebody mentioned it and recommended it to me and said I would love it, and they were 100% right. I absolutely loved it, and yeah, I was concerned because, like I said, the track record with Hollywood and adapting animation.
Well,
I think they've done.
Yeah, I would say
they have done it right.
Yeah, I would say it's an audience sort of thing because they know the Cowboy Bebop audience wouldn't go for it too being like out of character from the original. That so yeah, they don't know they have to make it like quite to the source material. But yeah, I'm saying though, like season 3 or season 4, that's where they might be like, right now we can just put in what we and is because like I have a sort of mistrust of some seasons when they know they have to do good for the first 2 seasons, or else no one's going to want the third. But yeah, when they get to the third, sometimes they're like, "Oh yeah, we can relax a bit."
Yeah, no, you nailed it. You nailed it, Jones. They have to get down what's good about the series before they can try and change it to quote unquote make it better for them.
Yeah, one of the
Okay.
things
I have a question. Stanley, I have a question. You present a quote. Who says it?
What the
I'm going to give you an
Well,
example of what
it's
I'm
not
gonna,
John
I'm going to actually
Campea.
piggyback on
We know
what you
that
just
much.
said about when they get into seasons. Because there was a show, and I don't know if you guys saw it. It was called The 100, and my wife, while she was in Turkey, she really wanted me to watch it, and I was like, "It's on the CW," and I'm like, "I don't have a good track deal on like the CW does not have a good track record with me." She's like, "Give it a shot," and I was like, "Okay," and I fell in love with it.
Okay.
But here's the thing. My wife and I got to a point when season 5 ended, and it said end of book 1. And my wife and I talked because we knew they were going to do a 6th and 7th season, and that was going to be the end of it. I said, if they screw this up for season 6 and 7, I was like, we can at least still stop at season 5 and say we got what we wanted. And yeah, we did not like season 6 and 7. They went off the rails. But
No one did. No one even
bought
liked
the
season
series.
5. Season 5 was terrible. And then they
What?
used a stupid time jump again. It was. Don't get me started.
No, I like the ending of season 5 too, because when it ended with "May we meet again," I started to get emotional. I was like, I like this,
He
and then unfortunately,
he spent his whole
6
life on
and
a fucking
7
spaceship
just
for nothing.
did not work out.
But
I had
go
seasons 1
ahead
through 5.
and post the link, Stanley. I'd be curious to read it. Thank you.
Yeah, as I said, it's not John Campea because he would have put his trademark over it. What,
No,
no
it's
one?
not a no, it's not a dud. This is
Not even close.
This is somebody that maybe they kind of looked up occasionally at the anime from the damn device when they heard a gunshot. But come on.
Well, remember, these are probably the people who are reviewing this. They're probably the ones who spend half their time on their phone while they're watching something.
Well, it's access media. They've got the access to it. So, can I ask Mr. Londell a question?
Go for it,
Londell.
Go ahead.
What's that picture in that chair behind you over your shoulder? Because it's been intriguing me for the past half an hour.
That's Lieutenant Uhura.
It's a very good-looking picture.
And sepia.
Yeah. I was looking at it, I'm just like, I thought it was. I just wanted to confirm. You're a good man with good taste.
This is garbage right here. I can already tell you from the headline.
No, it's not. It's beautiful.
Essence,
You take that
no.
back.
The essence of bebop was that it was music you couldn't dance to. What the hell?
This is the review. See, that's somebody I'm not going to even.
No, I'm going to leave Londell. Londell, rip them apart. You tell them why it's wrong.
Well, yes, it's Bebop is the name of the ship. Okay, that's all. They're called cowboys, the bounty hunters. That's the slang for cowboys. That's where the term comes from. The show is not about dance music. That's kind of the happenstance that they're using bebop music, probably in the themes.
Oh, this is garbage. I mean, this guy's like, despite its labor efforts to resemble the anime, including beat-for-beat recreations of its energetic opening, complete with animated cigarette smoke. Really, that's the best you got? And a diverse cast. Of course, you got to mention diverse cast because God forbid. Hollywood filmmakers have again misunderstood the nuances that exist
I know.
within Japanese animation. Okay, you're full of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to be fair to that, the diverse cast, the anime was a diverse cast, and so when you're going to do something that's got a diverse cast in the anime, then of course you're going to have a diverse cast in the live action. So.
But Spike wasn't Korean. Like, I mean, why is it you consider a diverse cast when something is race changed?
Well, yeah.
Well, like I said, I just think he,
Japanese,
you know, when it comes to him, and this is why I said, when you race swap per se, and I don't like that term. I think the term should be culturally change.
Well,
I
it
mean,
should be
let's
race
remember,
change because swapping
Captain
implies an
Picard
equal
was a
transition.
British man playing a French person. Captain Kirk is a
Canadian.
Bill Shatner is Canadian playing a guy from Iowa. So I don't like those.
Yeah, but when Batman's black, that is a race swap.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he wasn't established as something else before Kirk was. I mean, there's a difference. Like, if they're gonna say, well, chosen her because it's a now diverse casting, I'm like, but you could have picked a Japanese person. He was a Japanese character. Anime based on its presence are Japanese. They are not white.
One thing. Hey.
Yep.
These are actors. Actors pretend to be other people.
Well, no.
They
No,
go
I agree.
crazy because they don't be themselves enough.
No, I agree. I'm using it from their point of view.
All this swap that. Just stop using it. Okay,
like
they are pretending to be 3 bounty hunters. Okay, that's all that matters. How well they pretend to be bounty hunters.
Yeah,
no, I know, but what I'm saying is
doesn't matter where they come from originally.
Yeah, no, I Mr. Lundell, you are 1,000% correct. 1,000% correct, and I agree with it. But I'm saying by their own, like, these are the same people that they get upset that there's not enough diverse, but what they consider diverse is taking something and changing it.
Fuck these people. Okay.
If you look like
I'm going to use that as a quote. Grant, fuck these people.
And it's not race swapping because when Mel Gibson plays Braveheart, he's an Australian playing a Scotsman, and when
he's actually born in America.
Yeah.
Right. Well, he's an American Australian playing a Scotsman. Either way, he's not
his
playing.
Parents were half Scottish and half British. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at this inverse thing here. It says incomplete images composition, and he says Cowboy Bebop's special in the first place result is not just a subpar adaptation, but also validation for most insufferable internet trolls who can now say "I told you so."
Well, that's like bitching.
You're a fucking idiot. I'm going to say this guy's a fucking idiot.
Because Christopher Lambert, I can't remember, but I know he definitely wants Scottish. Christopher Lambert, and he
was
played
the best French Scottish swordsman you've ever seen. Don't you say any bad words about that man.
No.
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you.
Sean Connery was the best Scottish Spaniard you've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Diverse cast ever.
Now that was a bit of race swapping, you could say, because there's no way you could get like a Scottish.
He was a Scottish Egyptian Spaniard.
Yes, he was an Egyptian. Remember that? He goes, "I'm not Scottish." He goes, "I'm not Spanish. I'm Egyptian." You said you were from Spain,
right? Yeah. He's an Egyptian, Spanish, Scottish talking Islander. Yeah.
This is how the guy ends.
Who is also an alien from another planet. You can't forget that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
This is how the guy ends his thing. Netflix's Cowboy Bebop plays all the right notes, but without vision, it fails to find that perfect rhythm. Does that make a goddamn bit of sense?
If it plays all the right notes, then there's nothing else to say.
Yeah, as I said,
how can you say it plays all the right notes but without vision?
Yeah, but he's probably
notes are sound, vision is
the anime.
Visual. That's how it is.
As I say, that dude sits in the anime and he's comparing it to the anime, and so he's going to be slagging it off. But
Well, actually, as one of my good friends, Mr. Londell, said, Grant, fuck these people. So I'm just going to go with that.
Yeah. Tell him to
Like I
write an
said,
episode.
Yeah, like what it said. I mean, when I saw, and I mean, I love the anime. When I saw John Chu stand up against a wall and do the movements basically like Spike Spiegel would do. I mean,
Yeah.
he walks around with his hands in his pocket. He owns that suit, and
Yeah.
he's note for note. Really, I'm like, this is fucking Spike.
Mm-hmm. Or when he was walking around Tijuana
Yep.
with just the shots of his feet when he was walking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm like,
so
that's
did
him.
they do the convenience scene from the this is a movie? I don't know where it literally starts off with them showing his feet, goes up to the guy at the front, he kicks him, he's wearing his headphones, he's in there, he's eating.
Yep, he's
I
got
think
his
it's right.
headphones too.
Yeah, they recreate that scene?
I believe so. And
I love that
I'm
scene,
gonna, like I
especially
said,
with
I
him and
haven't
Spike saying,
seen
"What,
it in
you
a
didn't
while.
check
I've
the
got to
toilet?"
watch it again, but
Yeah,
it, like I said, it's really, we don't get very many faithful adaptions, and usually when we do, especially Disney's one of the worst ones with this. Is
Well,
they fuck up their own
American
adaptions of their
adaptions.
own fucking cartoons they did back in the day. I mean, I can't stand. My wife and I could not stand. We couldn't make it through The Lion King. We're just like, oh, this is live action. I'm like, this is all fucking shitty CGI. How the hell can you call this live action?
Oh, here's the thing. You know what the worst part about that Lion King was? It wasn't any of the visuals because they were already garbage. It was James Earl Jones. He didn't even seem like he was alive while he was talking. I'm like, did they just drag this guy out of his freaking deathbed just to do a few lines? The guy who's known for one of the best voices in cinema ever. He's like Simba. It's just everything about that was terrible.
You are my son. And the one tree. Yes, James Earl Jones has an iconic voice. I used to say, I used to say this. Him and like Morgan Freeman. I think they actually pay these guys just to read lines so they can use them later. I mean, James Earl Jones and like Morgan Freeman could read the goddamn phone book and people would spend hours listening.
But the problem is Jon Favreau, while he was doing it, he's not going to turn around and say to James Earl Jones, that wasn't that good. Because he's a huge fan of his. A massive fan. And that was the problem. It showed. It showed because he's audio. It's the only time I ever said his audio was the worst part about it. And we're talking about there was a freaking 12-year-old kid whose audio spiked every time he sang. And James Earl Jones' audio was worse. It was a disservice to the man.
Yeah, I agree with Stan Lee on this one. Jeremy Irons is Scar. Oh, man. I mean, Jeremy Irons is a freaking great actor, too. But, he played Scar. I couldn't believe they brought him out. I mean, I understand why they brought James Earl Jones back, but I barely even made it to that point. Because, yeah, I think James Earl Jones at this point was, and I hate to say this, but that's kind of what turned me off of the movie. It felt like he was just phoning it in. And with that, guys, I got to get out of here. I gotta take care of some things. I've been up since yesterday. Cap, thanks for having me on. I wanted to talk about this because I honestly, if you're a fan of Cowboy Bebop, the anime, I really, and Mr. Londell backed me up here, and he has more credibility than I do. I think you're in for a treat. I really do.
Yeah.
And with that, guys, I think it's time to blow this town. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Beat you to it.
What does he mean by blow this town? That sounded a little bit different.
Oh, yeah, it did. It did. Remember, though, NB grew up on men.
Yeah, maybe it's a cultural thing.
It gives new meaning to blow this town when you consider what NB has said on other streams. Oh, Lord. Okay, so obviously the reviewers of Cowboy Bebop are not favorable reviews.
Yeah, I agree.
My question is, will the people that here on YouTube who watch it actually give an honest review, or will they give the more popular, oh God, this is horrible, I can't believe it, it's just god awful?
Okay, so far, Saggy Melons has a review. Watch her review.
I mean, I don't care what the populist people think, whether it's the Jeremy Johns or anyone like that. I'll still watch their stuff. But if they tell me the film is no good, but my friends said it's good, I'm gonna take their word over his. And if they're wrong, I'll be like, dude, you made me listen to Jeremy Johns over you. That's on you. But Mr.
I
Longdale saying that
appreciate
from what he's seen is good, and it's at least worth watching the first. You said you watched the first episode, was it?
Yeah, just the first episode.
Yeah, so I'm pretty convinced now that I'm definitely going to watch the first episode. I might have to try and find the episode on a thumbstick somewhere out in the woods because I don't have Netflix. But I'm pretty sure I'm a good hunter. I can manage that. But yeah, like
I'm sure you can find a friend that has Netflix, right?
I don't have any friends. I talk to people literally on the other side of the planet because I'm not insufferable of a person.
I was giving you an out, damn it.
No, you were giving me an out, but the fact of the matter is, I may be a terrible friend, but at least I'm an honest, terrible friend.
And yes, I think you're right, Stanley. Whatever gets more clicks. Unfortunately.
I mean, I don't trust Stanley. What has he done lately? God.
And Random Menace. Yosef, you're obviously high as a kite or something.
Trolling.
Can we get someone to go and check on the Random Menace, please? Because I think he might be suffering from some sort of brain issue.
Discovery Channel and all.
Yeah, can someone reach out?
I can't find the Discovery Channel, so it's not all that easy to discover. So I don't know why they call it the Discovery Channel.
We're doing
well, it's kind of like
again.
Well, yeah, kind of, but Lord. Well, kind of like when History Channel had history shows. I mentioned that yesterday, but yeah.
It's worse when the History Channel has shows about the future. I'm like, dude, pick a side.
Yeah, false advertising that.
Exactly. And when you see a story about stuff that was terrible and they said sponsored by Goodyear, I'm like, no, clearly it wasn't. What are you talking about?
I can't believe, like we were talking about Discovery. I had the stream last night. I just was like I said, there were good aspects to it, but overall, a 3. Just not good.
I had a friend who was stabbed in the neck while he was in Iraq, and he said he would rather relive that day than watch another episode of Discovery. Yeah.
See, I gave up on that show years ago.
Because you're a smart man.
I mean, all it took was the final episode of season 1.
When they killed Lorca?
No, when at the end, when you've got everybody at Starfleet headquarters, and they're all getting medals pinned on them. And you got Mikey Spock. That's Starfleet. Yada yada. This is Star. Shut up, bitch! You should be in jail. You know that was. I was done with that show then. Okay.
Yeah, but treason doesn't mean as much as it does in the future. Come on, man. That's just because you went against your commander, you started a war, you've cost millions of lives, doesn't make you a bad person. You know why? Because you have a nice haircut. That's all it is, you know.
She didn't have a nice haircut.
No, she didn't. But that's literally that was one of the points that they mentioned in the first season, that she has the best haircut in Starfleet. I've never seen that freaking interview. That was back when having half your head shaved was considered edgy. I just wish they just kept going all the way down to a jawbone when they shaved it. I mean, and we got Giorgio, but we didn't even get the one that we liked. We get this dickhead version from the freaking Mirror Universe, and then all of a sudden the Guardian. I'm going to give the literal space Hitler another chance.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what?
And then they have the audacity to drag Section 31 in. They got
the secret organization that has the most obvious sigil.
I mean, they should. I mean, oh God, I love that they came up with the idea of Section 31. I also hate it because now you got morons in charge of the franchise, and they're going to keep on. They're going to keep on so they can get a Section 31 show. I'm like, you fucking morons. That's supposed.
The whole point, it was supposed to be Giorgio that was going to be doing it, but now she's not even in the series. Like, how are you still going to push that narrative? Like,
well, that's what happens when you have too many women.
I mean, here's the thing. It's also going to be bloody, what's his name? Albino bloody fucking. I didn't want to call him Klingon, but like, what happened? When did Klingons all of a sudden had no hair anywhere? It's like they.
Remember, they shave their heads before they go into battle.
Yeah, like that ever happened before?
Because Kalis used hair to make the first
weapon. Yeah, I know. They take one line out of a lore and a story, and then.
No, see that.
I'm surprised that Mikey doesn't have the blade. I'm genuinely surprised that she doesn't hold the blade of Kalish.
That shows that they know nothing about anything, because the point of Kalish using his hair to form that blade was to put carbon in the metal to temper the steel. Okay, that's what that was. So it wasn't. He cut his hair off to form it. No, he used his hair for the carbon in it. See, and a Klingon would be able to tell you that. But they don't have the sense to try to research a little bit. Oh, that's why he would use his hair for the carbon to make the iron into steel. You know? No, they don't get it.
No, because Klingons are Trump supporters. Didn't you know that?
I guess so. Check out the weapon back there. And yes, I voted for Trump. Okay.
But you're not a real Klingon. You've got hair, see? Doesn't work. Narrative's blown.
Yeah, and you're not black.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. And you don't support black culture. I mean, you don't even have a black poster on a chair or anything. God.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. Like, when they went back and they did the stuff in... Was it DS9? When they got the blade back? I think it was,
They went after it, but...
Yeah, went after it, yeah.
Jessica had to make them throw it away because they were fighting over it too much.
Yeah, but in that one episode, they explain the entire history of it. And it just goes to show that these writers were so lazy that they wouldn't even look at the one episode that had the most to say about it. That was around in the last 20 years. Like, it's like, oh my god. They went, no. They're all white races. You know, everyone who's been a Klingon is white. I'm like, you do realize that some of the most famous, most popular Klingons were played by blackface? No, they weren't. No, they're all white Trump supporters. Our Lord Kurtzman says so.
Yeah. Michael Dorn. Michael Dorn is such a white man. Yeah.
I mean, now that you say it out loud, yeah, I see it. I didn't before. Oh, he's a bald white man. Wow, this is definitely we're gonna have to put this podcast under educational because I've just learned something. These fucking idiots! Like, this is the problem that anyone has anything to do with JJ, it gets ruined. You take Jar Jar Abrams out of the entire thing, like he's gonna do the same thing to Warner Brothers.
Propaganda,
like, literally. He's going to go Tom Taylor's route. We're going to have Superboy being gay and also having to wear a mask so he doesn't spread an infectious disease that he's immune to.
Yeah, we don't want to be a super spreader, though, innit? That's what they'll be saying.
That's literally the whole point of it. That's what they're doing in the comics at the moment.
Yeah,
he even says, "So I'm not a super spreader."
Yeah, well,
what in between that and him, you know, they made his boyfriend in the series indestructible so he can take a pounding. That's what they do. He physically can't get hurt, so they can be as rough as he wants with each other.
Well, it's the audience that buys it, you know. There's only so much blame. There's only so much blame. You can blame the shop.
There's 8 people that buy it.
Yeah.
There's 8 people that buy it, and 7 of those people are people who don't read comics.
Yeah. Well, forgetting it.
They're speculators.
It's one of them where they sell them off to the schools and libraries. So even though there's only 8 people buying them, they're selling like loads of copies to the schools and libraries. And if they don't buy them, what you don't like?
You don't like what gay aliens that wear masks?
Yeah. You're okay. Objecting to steel bum sex.
Well, I mean, next thing you know, they're going to change bloody John Jones to Martian Bum Hunter or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't give a shit about having gay characters or anything like that. But when you take a character and you just, because they're killing Superman off, they've already said, in 2 issues Superman dies, like Clark Kent Superman dies, and he's going to be written out of the new continuity.
Oh yeah, he's too masculine.
God. But even that, he's been hugely feminized in the last 4 or 5 years. When they did Rebirth, it reinvigorated the thing. DC was killing it, and then all of a sudden they have to inject all this freaking stupid bloody politic crap into it. Like, just give me a good story. I enjoy seeing Clark Kent be Superman, doing heroic things, and I enjoy him being a good husband and a good father. But then all of a sudden, he's just like, he tells his son that you've got to be better than I am. I'm like, what the hell did you do? You're not even the main Superman. You're a Superman from another world.
Well, they changed his motto, didn't they? From truth and justice and the American way to truth, justice, and a better way.
No, a better tomorrow. I think it's a better tomorrow.
Well, considering that wasn't always part of it, I don't have that big of issue with it. I really don't.
I do, because Superman, he's not really a world sort of.
He's respected by a world, but he's an American citizen first, and he grew up on making sure America was safe. It's the reason why you don't see him in Japan every week, but you see him in Dallas and then in New York and all that, because he mainly protects America. And as a non-American, I get that and I respect that as a character.
Well, the thing is, now you have to remember that American Way only came in the 50s when it was for the television show.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I get
It was
that. There's so
always
many-
just truth and justice.
Yeah, it was truth and justice, but the whole point was everything that was going on and the potential Cold War and everything that was going on. Things happen. I mean, Captain America started off by punching Hitler, and that's the way it is. And there are roots for a reason. But the fact of the matter is, none of those ideals that he stands for have changed now. But you can't say the American way because it's like, oh, if you do that, that's inherently racist to everyone that's not American.
I know.
I don't get that. As a non-American, it seems like gobbledygook to me.
I know it pisses off those that are easily triggered, which I'm like, I don't care.
Dude, if you want to be easily triggered, what does Australia have to go when it comes to DC Comics? We have Captain fucking Boomerang. That's our hero. Oh wait, no, he's a villain. He's a villain. He's a joke.
Yeah, you got Paul Hogan, Victim D. He's a superhero.
In a sense, I can agree to a certain point. I mean, the greatest thing an Australian has ever done for DC or DC vice versa is giving us a Joker that was good and then died.
And he played an American, another Australian playing an American.
Yeah. That's not a knife, that's a spoon.
And good morning. By the way, I have not been able to say good morning to a lot of people or good day because there's been a lot going on the panel.
All right, I get it. I'll shut up. Jeez.
No.
Come on, a guy's channel, you get kicked off once and they tell you to shut up.
Good morning, JPs. Hope you're still here. I wouldn't kick you off. I actually like having you on here. Let me find where you are in the chat. Wait a minute, I gotta actually go to the damn chat. Not this. Oh, I hate when they do this. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay. Damn it. Of course, I don't see it. Yep, too far back. Oh, well.
JP's, shame on you.
Oh,
some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
Of course you can, Jack Van. I was having some difficulties, so I couldn't let you on at that point.
Okay, yes, Hugh Jackman is an Aussie, but I was specifically talking about DC properties.
Yeah.
So.
Hello there.
Oh, it's KGB. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing all right. KGB. It's J, not G.
So I said KJB.
Oh, I thought you said G. Your Australian.
No, I've got the G's. You've got the J. So that's so good.
The KGB would be cool though, because then that
maybe you should change your name to Ken. Gak doesn't sound right. No, never mind.
Gak.
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 Yeah.
That's a completely different guy in a completely different industry. If Ken is gacking Ben, then that's not right at all.
Oh, I have no idea what that means, but it definitely sounds naughty.
Oh yes, Gak is from Nickelodeon, and that's what they call their version of slime. So yeah. If some guy named Ken is putting Gak on a guy named Ben, that's a completely different industry.
Yeah, I've seen a few guys slime each other, but yeah.
But I just wanted to talk about Superman and how they were really doing very well. Because at the time I had a subscription to DC Universe, when they were doing good, when they had all their good stuff up from their most recent. When they,
you mean up until Brian Michael Bendis got his paws
oh
off?
God, no! When I saw that, I was like, if I could have thrown up my face, I would have done it because it's just how angry I was.
And then you could have put it
Tomasi
back.
and Jurgens were doing fine, and then this nonsense with that. I forget what the letters are for it. They have so many acronyms nowadays. It's ridiculous. But they got that social credit score thing that they're doing now, and that's why DC did it. That's why they did all of it, to get government money for peddling garbage.
That's why they created Future State or G5 with a different name. Or 5G with a different name. Sorry, not G5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why they made Taskmaster a woman right at the end.
I need to.
Sorry, for Stan Lee, for someone who's named after a Marvel thing, Eric Banner was the Hulk in Marvel, not in DC. I was talking about DC with Australian people.
But one of my favorite issues of the previous work that's most recent, like I can't remember when it came out because I read it after the fact, but I read the entire run of Lois and Clark after Convergence. I read that. That was excellent. That they structured it like a TV show. So like each issue was like an episode of a TV show. It's fast paced. It had a good beat to it, where it would just, the way it was structured, you could see it as a TV show. That's how snappy it was, the writing. And
so after Converge, so that was the stuff that okay, that was okay. Now I know who you're talking
that's
about.
Black Suit Beardo Superman, Brawny Superman.
Yep.
And he's like, the whole story is kind of like them trying to hide in the New 52.
In the New 52, and that's actually the Superman that we have now.
Yes,
that's the same one, because the other one with Mr. Pitalik was captured and everything, there was
they killed the New 52 Superman.
Yeah, which was the current one, but this also isn't the pre-52 Superman.
Well, no,
it's a different one.
Oh, I know that. It's an amalgam of the two, because they did their thing where they brought them all together.
They did their split.
They
and
smushed
brought
them
them back together, and
yeah. So he's a combination of both New 52 Superman and the original Superman. He remembers both realities.
Well, yes and no, because he still has a bit of an odd relationship when it comes to Batman and everything, because, as he says, like, I remember things that you have done, and you've done things differently, and it was mentioned in Super Sons, and that was the whole point of the Sons getting together, was to help bring. I mean, and Super Sons was a great run.
It was amazing. It took like an anime concept and brought it into a Western sensibility.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, well, they're gonna get
and then they had to screw it up. And then they had to screw it up and take away Superman's son from him and let some D-bag from another dimension raise him.
Yeah. Well, not only that. I mean, you look at this the modernized version of DC Comics is bad dads. They brought back bloody Flashpoint Batman.
I despise
as
Flashpoint.
A bad guy.
I think it's a stupid story.
You've got Jor-El as a bad guy, as a directly from fucking Dr. Manhattan. It's just like it's just everything about what they were doing was designed purely and simply to shit on everything that made it good. And Rebirth did something that no one ever thought possible. It made DC the #1 selling comic for about 2 years. Even when some of the stuff was bad, even when they got bloody Tom King in to start writing stuff, and Tom King can't write multiple characters because everyone's sad and everyone's dealing with his depression. And if
I never read those books.
Dude, don't read Heroes in Crisis. It's oh my god, what they did to Wally West.
I only saw images from those comics, and I never read them. But the one issue of the Superman run that I love, one of them that I love the most, but besides the Lois and Clark, because that could have easily been a TV show, is one of the things they did were they messed up Martian Manhunter. They don't know what to do with that character. For some reason, they treat him worse than they treat Superman. Also, one of my favorite episodes is when they go on family vacation and they go on their cross country trip in the motorhome and they're talking about American values. They're teaching their son American values while doing so. That was an excellent episode or excellent issue of a book.
Well, not just that. It's a father telling his son, just because you have these sort of powers doesn't mean that you're better than anyone else. He's like, he's someone from over here, and he takes him out and he shows the way that people are living in different areas and everything like that. And it's like, these are your people. Just because they don't look and act and everything like you, these are your people. And it wasn't a race thing or anything like that, even though he's half human and that.
He's
but it wasn't
teaching him civics.
Yeah, exactly. It was it was a class based thing, and I'm like, that's the pure thing, because Superman, like, well, Clark Kent, he's not an elite. He
No.
At best he's middle class.
Well, he's going to be black now, isn't he? Have you heard?
He's a farmer. He's a son of a son from the Midwest. It's like, what the heck?
I mean, the
People
guy's got
are-
nothing.
people just don't-
His favorite baseball team is the Cardinals, so he obviously clearly has a disadvantage growing up, because no one ever wants that as their team. So, like, I mean, unless you're a Dallas Cowboys fan.
If I was going to write a Martian Manhunter story, I would write him as a like Highlander. Highlander has the story structure that would fit best with Martian Manhunter because he's been around for so long. He's dang near immortal, and you can have all of the Martian Manhunter hijinks can be set up just like the series Highlander, the series, where he sees somebody he remembers from when he was.
Yeah, and literally put him in Scotland because there's no fires there.
With Henry
Go
Cavill.
ahead, Jens.
No fire.
Yeah. I was saying, Highlander's getting made with Henry Cavill in.
Yeah,
Henry
I think.
Cavill's going to be the new Highlander.
And good morning, Nights In. Go ahead.
Hello,
Good
Nights
morning.
End.
Good
So
morning.
wait, Henry Cavill's what is he like? Connor McLeod?
Yeah. They're, and
He should just be somebody different.
no, because I think it's going to be a total reboot sort of thing, and so they're probably going to go with the like basis of the third film. But
they really. Oh, I was going to say, they should have cast the guy from Outlander. They should cast that dude as Connor McLeod. If they're going to recast Connor McLeod, that guy is actually Scottish.
Yeah, well, Henry Cavill, he is British, and so he probably can do a good Scottish accent. And
Actually, his Irish is pretty funny as well.
Yeah, well, he's got experience with the sword, with being in Witcher, and so he be able to do the sword fighting good because the director is Chad Stitch. I can't pronounce the second, but he's the director.
No, it's funny you're trying to pronounce it. Say it again.
Chad something like that. But it's the dude from, the director dude from the John Wick series, and so he's directing the Highlander. So the action scenes are gonna probably be like pretty top class actions.
Yeah, they'd have cast the guy from Highlander. I forget his name, his actual name, but it's the actor that plays Jamie Fraser. He should play Connor McLeod if they're going to redo it. He should play any McLeod, really. He could do it real well. He's already been playing a 17th century Scotsman
Yeah.
For like 4 years already.
I mean,
and
yeah. I
go
mean,
ahead.
no, I'm just saying, like, this is the beauty of the English Scottish like sort of accent. Like, they're really good at imitating each other. Most of my English friends can do a really good Scottish accent. Most of my Scottish friends can do a good Irish one, but they're terrible at English. But yeah, I think it could work. So what was that name again? Just one more time.
The character name is Jamie
No,
Fraser.
I was having a
Oh,
little stab at Jens.
you're having a go
Sorry.
at your bud there. I get it.
Yeah, because he couldn't say Stilinski.
Yeah.
Stilinski? He can't say Stilinski?
Yeah.
Can you say what was it? It was purple. Oh God, what's that one where some people can't say it.
It's Scottish. Yeah.
Purple something. Purple burglar alarm.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, purple burglar alarm. Yeah, I can say it. But the Scottish, because they go purple burglar alarm. But,
That sounds French.
yeah. And so
purple burglar alarm.
yeah. So they don't say it properly. They go purple burglar alarm.
Some of them can't even say it at all. They can't. Yeah, it just stops them from talking.
Yeah.
That was funny. I gotta go. My phone is overheating, but I had
no problem. You have a good day.
I had a great time talking to you guys. You have a good day.
See you,
KJ. Oh wait, support my GoFundMe if you can, because it's helping me and my brothers stay in a hotel because we don't have anywhere to go. We were kicked out of our residence that the insurance company paid for 2 years. They were only allotted to pay for 2 years. So right now I'm staying in a hotel. This is my last day here, and I might have to go somewhere else. I don't know where I'm going after today. So if I contact you guys again, then I'm good and I have a place to stay with Wi-Fi and all that jazz. But at the moment, I don't know where I'm going after checkout today. And it helps my nephew Asher. He's 3 years old. Helps him stay in a hotel as well. So
luck to you, brother.
Yeah. So if you guys could contribute, if you guys could share, that would be great. Sharing it is the best way to help as well. You don't necessarily have to contribute. You can just share it far and wide as many times as you can. Because the more people that see
I shared it on my stream earlier today.
Yeah, the more people that see it, the more likely they are to contribute. And also, they need to know that this isn't my fault. This is because of a house fire back in 2019, and COVID screwed everything up. It screwed up the timetable for the rebuilding of my house completely. Yeah. And regular old everyday insurance company shenanigans. All right, you guys, I gotta go. Thank you very much for listening.
No
See
problem.
you later.
You have a good day.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Oh, wow. So.
Oh, hey, LDG.
What's going on, LDG?
Yeah, LDG around here.
Okay, so Eddie's in it. Oh, good. Okay, cool.
Well, I think they like to troll the fans anymore.
See what?
Like, oh, let's not include this person, and people get upset about it, and then come to find out, oh yeah, they're in there. Okay.
Well, yeah, that makes sense in modern Hollywood things. I mean, they were going to talk about putting Iron as a bloody German Shepherd. Like, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's like you could get if they replaced, like, if they went Corgi, Shibu Inu, and they kind of mix the two together, because most people wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But you know, it's like saying, all right, this is a new series, Lassie, and Lassie is a giraffe. What's that, Lassie? Someone's fallen down the well? Then stick your head down there and get it, you dickhead. You know.
Don't give them any ideas about making Lassie a giraffe. They'll
No.
seriously consider it.
Well, then they can say that they've got African representation on a modern American classic.
Oh, God. That's true. That's true.
God damn it, now I want to see a giraffe as Lassie. I'm just thinking of some of my favourite episodes. When Lassie falls down the mountain. I think that would be hilarious seeing a giraffe rolling down a mountain.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
His neck would be broken 36 places.
No. I forgot the best one. When Lassie eats the rotten tinned fruit, and they have to make Lassie throw up. Imagine making a giraffe throw up. Like how long that would take to get out. Oh my God, it'd take a month to get from the stomach to the mouth because how long the neck is.
Plus, you need like a hook and ladder team to get you up there to stick your finger down.
Stick your finger down, yeah.
Throw up.
Yeah. It's like, no, my gag reaction's at the bottom of my throat. You're like, oh, God damn it, get the hose. Like... Yeah, you're right. I gave them too many good ideas. Actually, you know what? People would want to see that now, so they won't make it. That's how they win.
Copyright 2021. It's yours now.
Yeah, good luck proving that in court.
And yes, Knight said they would make Lassie a non-binary rhinoceros. Yeah. Meat popsicle. Rhinoceros meat popsicle. That.
Negative, I am a meat popsicle. Favorite line from Fifth Element. Flipper with a giraffe would be better, yeah. Because they wouldn't need to swim. It's depending on how long the neck is and how deep she goes. Oh wait, is Flipper a man or a male or female? I always thought Flipper was a female.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I don't think it was ever revealed.
No, but whenever I referred to Flipper, I've always referred to it as a her. Maybe I just misgendered Flipper. Great, I'm getting cancelled.
Yeah, because like it'd have more of an effeminate name, wouldn't it, than Flipper?
No, actually, if it was Flipper with an A, it's probably female, and she's a valley girl.
Yeah. But if it's ER, it's male.
Oh, I just realised that would be, if you say Flipper, that would be a hard R.
Yeah.
Well, it's something new every day.
Flipper. I always thought it was a boy because it always like trying to show his like testicles when he's doing his back.
No, I don't know why. I've always just referred to Flipper as a female.
Yeah, well, that's probably because you didn't see the testicles, because they never would let Flipper show his testicles on camera.
That's true. But I did see her blowhole.
No, that's his blowhole. Because some males stick their genitals in other male blowholes.
I don't know if that's true. You got any videos?
All right.
Just for research purposes?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah, it's all on like the Discovery Channel and that.
Oh, well, I can't discover it. It's too hard to find.
Yeah, well, that's why you don't know that information then.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I can say this from looking it up. Flipper was portrayed by female dolphins mainly because male dolphins are more aggressive and are usually free from scars and other disfigurements that male dolphins have.
So they're not the friendly, waterborne, air-breathing creatures we've been led to believe, are they?
I don't know. They are quite peaceful, but if you try and
Bullshit, dolphins are peaceful. Dolphins kill
they
more
are.
people than dolphins kill more animals than sharks do.
Yeah, well,
they're
they
bullies.
don't kill people unless you're trying to bung up its nozzle thing.
Yeah, well, it's sad that you've
Someone got
experienced
battered
that.
to death because some idiot was swimming with the dolphins and that, and it was all okay until some idiot tried to put the fingers inside the dolphin's blowhole, and it just charged and battered the dude to death. You know, because it was in water, obviously.
Well, no means no, even for dolphins.
Yeah.
And thank you, Yitza. Have a great day.
So, when did you try and stick your fingers in a blowhole?
Never, because I heard what happened to that dude that did. I ain't got enough money to spend to swim with dolphins.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
you
take
either
you.
need to have a lot of money or be more retarded. One of the two.
Yeah. I ain't got a passport neither, and so there's not many dolphins in Britain.
Yeah, they go to the waters and like, oh, fuck off, it's too cold. You call that a beach? It's full of rocks. God.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to get captured when they come anywhere near Britain, so they get a nice pull.
Yes, it's like a suicide pact. Let's all go to Britain.
Yeah.
On the
One or
plus side,
two
at least you won't
whales.
get eaten.
Yeah, one or two whales swim up the
channel.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know fucking why they do it, but they get marooned in that, and so people have to go and kick it back in to lower waters and that, or higher waters.
Yeah, well, I mean, whales are dickheads anyway.
Yeah, well they should know that channel's muddy as fuck. There wasn't much point in got one up there.
Yeah, don't they watch the news? Stupid whales. God. They need to watch more Piers Morgan. He'll inform them.
Yeah. Ow.
Oh, I guess they're probably watching the wrong channel if they're going up the English channel. They should have been watching BT. Never mind.
Yeah.
But so anything? By the way, Mr. Lundell, how are things going over on Odyssey?
Oh, slowly but surely. It's just it's not as many people on Odyssey as there are on YouTube. That seems to be changing. I've noticed a lot of people I used to follow with my old channel. They've got Odyssey backups now. So
yeah,
I do the same. I just if I could do a dual stream when I do on YouTube, it would be perfect.
You can do, but I think you have to pay extra, for whatever streaming thing you're using.
I mean, I'll probably have to change software to be able to do it, but yeah, what I'm currently using, I can't. I can do it with Rumble, but I can't do it with Odyssey. I can do Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble, but I can't add Odyssey in there.
Yeah.
Actually, you can add Odyssey. It's just a what do they call it?
Pain in my ass.
But you have to add it as a special SRMP or whatever they call it.
No. I've done those steps, but it doesn't work. For whatever reason, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, it is possible though, because Salty Cracker, he streams to YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, DealeYa, and I don't know if it's Twitch.
It's not Twitch, no, because he's affiliated over there. He can't stream at the same time.
Yeah. Well,
but I think on Odyssey, he's like the number one sub guy over there.
Yeah.
It's either Odyssey or Rumble. I can't remember which one it is. But yeah, he's the PewDiePie of those ones.
Yeah. But I think you will need a good PC though, as in because when streaming to one fucking chat channel fucking uses a lot of like memory and all that crap. So
yeah, I mean I got the paid version of StreamYards, the full one, and I use OBS, so I can also do a multiple stream from that. But yeah, it just never works with Odyssey, so it's annoying. But
have you set up Odyssey as your backup to YouTube?
Yes, I've done that, but it's essentially the same sort of thing that happens with my videos. When I upload something to YouTube, it'll upload them after the video is finished, whether it's a premiere or whatever it is. It'll upload it afterwards, but it's
right.
Not live. So
at least you have the content over there. I'm able to stream live. I would suggest that you contact somebody over there. They are very customer oriented, and they will answer questions almost immediately.
Yeah, I have spoken to a couple of people over there, and it's essentially like I've got to make a choice between. Well, I can do it if I don't use YouTube with the one I do, or I can do it specifically with them.
Mm-hmm.
But when I've got more people on Rumble and on Twitch than I do on that one, it's really hard just to go, well, I'm going to just focus purely and simply on that. It'd be nice to be able to go with the 4 that I use.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm saying, like, I can't, it doesn't work. If I want to go the 4 that I want to use, I can use 3 with one software. I can use 2 with the other one, or a different 3 with the other one. So it's just like, there needs to be something in there. And yeah, now with Streamlabs getting into all this shit, they're not answering any of their bloody customer service crap. So I mean, dual stream is fine. I can do 2 streams at once, but if I want to do more than 2, that's where I run into the issue.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but then Odyssey would become the new YouTube, and then it would be corporatized. It'll be great early on. It'll be like what YouTube was back in early 2010s.
I think though, you get paid like crypto coins for Odyssey though.
It's Odyssey, yeah. It's its own cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
It's highly volatile, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what the exchange rate is.
Yeah, it's 7,000. Yeah, it's not great at the moment.
Yeah,
crypto's taken a big hit.
Yeah, but the currency they use it's not really bit. It's not really being traded yet.
No, and that's the problem. Yeah, you need to have an extra Ethereum wallet to be able to exchange those, and then the cost involved in exchanging Ethereum for those currencies is ridiculous. It's like with Satima coin at the moment. Satima coin is on the rise, but if you were to trade $300 worth of Satima coin, it would cost you $200 in a fee just to be able to do it from these miners because it's not a publicly traded coin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, and most of them are taking. I mean, Shibu Inu took I think they've lost fucking 60% in the last 2 weeks after gaining 500 something percent. It was good for a while, but yeah, it's quite volatile. It's a good time to buy, but yeah, it's too easily influenced by outside sources. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, Mines.com has its own individual cryptocurrency in that as well.
Yeah, they do.
I've been on Mines for 4 years now? Yeah, nearly 4 years. So I've got a couple of thousand mine coins or whatever you want to call it. It's got a decent enough value, but there's no one to buy it. That's the problem. A coin is worth fucking $2 or $3, but if no one's willing to buy it, it's worth nothing.
Yeah.
So you use it internally on it to boost your stuff and do all that sort of crap.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell was that? Did you guys hear that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I hadn't heard it, so I was pretty sure it wasn't from my end. Well, anyway, gentlemen, I've got to love yous and leave yous.
Absolutely. I think this is a good time to wrap up. I do want to thank everybody who's been on the panel and everyone who's been in the chat. I do thank you so much. You do make this stream possible. And have a great day.
Okay.